and welcome back to Red Sand Rising. I am your GM, as always, Charlie or CheesyGMing, and with me are my party of adventurers traveling in the pit. Say hi, travelers.
Hello!
Hi travelers, I'm Elias, once again playing our fashionable dwarf kineticist Giovanni.
Hello, I'm Faye, and I am playing Sappho, a bard with a heart of gold.
Hello, I'm Sylvia, and I'm back playing Jiji, our very small but also very smart goblin wizard alchemist.
And we are all actually quite after a very intense mentally combat against some creepy crawlies, but only one who actually mattered. As last we left off, our Sandpoint heroes decided that going directly to Ripnugget is too risky, especially since they still have areas in this thing that are crawling around, like the webbed area. The group decided to go check the webs, finding a massive chamber filled with webs from top to bottom, realizing this is not a work of a regular spider. And after examining some more, the party found some giant hunting spiders and a web lurker, an aberration that can control spiders, sneaking towards them and then attacking. After taking out only the web lurker, the spiders backed off and the party kept exploring the area while burning the webs a little bit until they found a door leading to the peeping hole of Tunch. Listening to the door, they heard a creature speaking in Sackfroth, previously known as Undercommon, and once they opened the door, they saw a tiny blue creature with sharp teeth and claws that immediately started screaming. We are jumping back. As Giovanni, you can see through that door. Just to give a bit of a more description, this creature is a tiny creature physically. It's actually very small, with sharp claws and sharp teeth and red glowing eyes. Also having some what looks to be sharp parts of its body that kind of reminds as if stone is growing out of it. Ears to the sides, pointed and very large, and it's wearing a piece of cloth and a belt that on the belt there are some teeth.
Well, Giovanni promised the other two that he would leave the talking part to them and just takes a step to the side and presents this creature to Jiji and Sappho.
It is right now just screaming, or does it stop screaming? Does it look at us?
It still kind of looks at you and does like
I guess I shout out like, hello? Can you understand us?
You hear from the inside of this, it's like a tunnel of stone that you're looking at, and you can hear you're asking it something, and you can see it looking backwards saying, and you hear an echo of voices on the inside. And it looks back at you. I don't know.
He might understand us. I'm not sure he wants to change.
I'd love to get an insight into what was communicated there.
Yeah.
Or I guess, what is it? Sense perception? Sense motive?
It's a sense motive, so perception, yes.
Sense perception.
Sense perception are new skills.
Do I just roll straight up perception?
Blind, but yes. This creature, in addition to all its visuality, is holding something that looks like a sharp dagger. And it is kind of held towards you, but not in an aggressive way, as much as it's on guard, but not aggressive. And you get the sense that whatever he is speaking, or they are speaking backwards, made an echo of creatures start laughing. And then it looks back at you a bit more intrigued.
I see. I don't like that they're laughing at us.
I mean, maybe they think we're a comedic trio. You know. Sappho will just and wants to observe how the creature reacts by just stepping through the door
It raises the blade and kind of like bends its knees a bit and holding its shoulder up. Napalo! Na!
I'm really sorry. I don't fully understand your language. Actually, I don't even understand it a little bit. But you know, Sappho is holding up her hands, and you know, to like make it a universal sign of like, hey, I'm coming in peace.
Can I roll
going to
into
ask-
what creature that is?
Yes. So from Sappho, I'm going to ask for a diplomacy check. You're trying to communicate beyond words. Unless you would like to try to figure out the language, which will be a society roll.
I mean, we know that the language we don't speak, so I don't think
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
But there's an option to try to like communicate even through a language that you don't speak with like society. But if you're going for like the universal kind of way, that would be diplomacy.
We're opting for diplomacy because way better chances of.
And
Yeah.
Jiji, that is going to be a nature roll, please.
How does this like out of combat? How many rolls do we get? Can I also figure out like language because I'm pretty good at society, or is it like I can only do either?
I'm
or?
not restricting you. I'm not restricting you too much since it's a loosey goosey kind of thing. But like essentially, we're not gonna do. I'm gonna do a roll for every worth of my 6-second turn kind of thing. But for a couple of rolls, you can do like it's a prolonged thing. You can do a couple of rolls here, so you can do the society as well.
Cool.
Anything from Giovanni, by the way?
Well, a roll to try and see if I know anything about the species, about what kind of creature this even is.
And then that's going to be nature. So one by one, let's start with Gigi's nature roll. Actually, let's start with both Jiji and Giovanni because you both come to the same conclusion. You are looking at a Jinkin. You have actually met a type of Jinkin before when you were taking a night at like a sleepover in the Valdemar Manor all those years ago when you were young kids, right before you started being an adventuring party. This is a type of Jinkin. It's a Fey Gremlin. Do you have any specific questions you would like to know about it?
Are they generally like not evil but like aggressive towards other humanoids? What is their general predisposition to people?
Jinkins tend to be sadistic tinkerers who would steal and sabotage items and take great happiness into seeing how it curses the people who reclaim their items. They hold grudges, they are very revengeful, and they enjoy in others' pain. You can interpret that to how you would like about alignment, since alignment does not exist anymore in Pathfinder. However, yes, they are absolutely the kind of creatures who would make someone suffer and take joy in it.
So they're douchebags. Alright, Giovanni's question is gonna be if they have a sense of aesthetics.
Oh, honestly, to be a tinkerer and actually make it look same, like exactly the same, but still curse it, that's impressive. But would you like a mechanical question?
Nah, that's the main question.
Good.
Because
Then,
if they don't have a sense of aesthetics, then Giovanni just has zero respect for them. So
in a way,
it's
they
important
do.
to know that.
They know how to mess around with items in a way that they like will not harm the aesthetics of it and will still seem to be completely the same. And then like the stories that you can think of are like people who lost their sword, for example, and then came back to fight it. It was marvelous and they immediately attuned to it and then got cursed.
Alright, but they're douchebags.
Yes, they're douchebags, but they have some eye for aesthetics. Sometimes it's both.
At least they have style.
At least they have style, exactly. As for... Let's go with the society roll before the diplomacy roll. You're trying to figure out a little bit about the language. Even if you don't speak the language, there are some things that you can always learn about language when you're trying to like listen to it, like tonation. Does something sound like a question? Like things that are universal between languages and not just within languages. There is a similarity in what that single one has said backwards to the group that was laughing to what Sappho sometimes does in combat when she essentially insults someone to distract them. You get a sense that like they weren't doing a bon mot on you. Bon mot? Bon mot?
Bon mot.
Bon mot. They weren't doing a bon mot on you, but it's definitely like as if you would see someone who was like whispering back to their friends, look at their ugly faces, everyone laughs, and then they look at you back.
I like the sky lesson less.
As for Sappho, you motion the universal sense of I'm not here to harm, raising your hands up. It seems like the general intention is past, and the Jinkin that you can see in front of you no longer hold the swords immediately in front of it, kind of lowers it down, but still is on guard. Napabutake. Eh?
Does it say that towards us or towards
Yes.
the other creatures?
Towards you. It seems like it's still trying to speak and say words, but you have no idea what it says. Just like you can get a sense of like it asked you a question, right? Like it ended with like a tone that gave you a question sense, but it doesn't mean anything to you.
We just want to look around. Like, we don't wanna fight. We just want, have a look, because we heard before that there was like voices here, and just want to make sure everything is safe. I mean, also for you, that there's no, hidden danger. We don't want any, beef.
It's kind of
step like after Sappho and like whisper in her ear, these creatures are douchebags. And then I just like stay behind her just in case, because Giovanni does not trust these creatures.
Sometimes you just need to be nice to people and show them that you can be nice. You know?
Well, you do with that information as you wish.
Like, Sappho is gonna try to like creep slightly closer to just like...
That likes to trick people and like steal their things and make them like believe nothing. That seems too much like a creature that would totally like be like, hey, we're not harming you, and then lure you into a trap and backstab you. That's like the same kind of motive
fitting
behind it. That's why I'm like,
it sounds
very suspicious.
It kind of raises its sword, not like in an attack way, but as if it's like an extension of its arm as it's pointing towards you. Napako, Bora, Bora. And it marks as if like when it says Bora, it marks as if it's like with a sword towards like it.
As like, can I interpret it as something, potentially moving towards it, that I'm allowed to?
Yes.
It didn't sound aggressive, so I will like still slowly to like basically make sure they don't misunderstand that she's not gonna rush at them and like stab them with whatever she could, as if she could stab.
I'm just gonna say like in a normal voice of like, I don't like this. So like the Sappho can hear it. The creature, if it has good hearing, could probably hear it as well, but I'm just like, I don't really like this. Like Sappho.
Just question to the GM. Do I see spoons?
Do you see spoons? Yes. Let me describe the chamber a little bit more now that you've moved a little forward in it. There is a tunnel behind the door that you opened in the web area where you saw the creature. When you walk a bit further in, there are piles and piles of rubble that are like, the tunnel is leading towards a very large central chamber that even from where you are, you can see diverges into many different small tunnels. And it wouldn't have been as disturbing, except for the fact that the more you go closer to it, the more acidic it smells, as if like a stench of some sort. And when you approach close enough, you can see dozens and dozens of spoons just thrown around this entire area. You do also see from where you are, there is kind of in the center, rubble is like a big pile in the middle, and all the way in the center of it, there is a short sword that is stabbed into the rubble. In addition to the spoons, obviously.
So, like, Sappho's gonna just with, like, what kind of stories has she ever heard about both potential ritual spoons as well as, swords and stones.
Public domain things.
Yes.
Yes. You can go with your bardic lore.
Hell yeah.
As Sappho is probably still raising its hands. Sappho is raising her hands. It is pointing, like the creature is pointing its sword towards like Giovanni and Jiji, as if like pointing towards them and raising it up, the sword, as if like motions in a way to do like her.
Come into the light. Let yourself be looked at.
Well, Giovanni will not let Sappho walk in there all by herself anyways and follow in like a distance of like 10 feet.
Even though it would be so funny, just imagine if there's like 10 or 20 of those creatures coming and they're just, gonna swarm Sappho, like a bunch of kittens or something. Just bring...
Yes.
Just very aggressive ones, potentially. But,
I'm gonna stay where I am.
So the creature motioned to raise our hands to
Yes.
like...
He's
for
like
us to do
motioning
that?
us, you and Sappho, like as if do a like her.
Okay, Giovanni will do the same.
Yeah, and Jiji stays further away to like keep distance.
I stay further away. I don't raise my hands. I kind of just raise my chin as like defiant of like, I don't trust you. I just look at him like
I love it.
with like slit eyes. It's like, I don't trust you.
That is great. I love it. Very Jiji. As for Sappho, you're trying to think about like any importance that you might have for the spoons or the swords. As you're thinking about like stories that are evolving around spoons or swords, anything in particular, it is quite common a story of like bravery and specialness and being the one who finds a special item. That's something that's completely like kind of common, actually, especially because in your kind of world these things happen. Adventurers find a very lost, like a lost tomb, and find there an item that they take and that leads them to greater power. That's something very common in your world. As for the spoons, that's a bit weird. You're not clicking anything that's like collectors of spoons, any specific meaning that might be to like, why do you have one sword and around 40 spoons around here? That doesn't click.
maybe somebody really likes soup.
Maybe.
I mean, Sappho will also, like, with this, it's just like a... they must be... You guys need to be pretty impressive because you found a... like, cool artifact. I mean, a sword in a stone, that's pretty cool.
Careful, Sappho, they might be mentalists or something. They've been bending these spoons with their will.
I mean, they might have, but I mean, also spoons are... Like, even I can bend a spoon. With my hands.
Yeah, but with your will.
I mean, I could make it into needles.
Okay, that's actually kind of more impressive. Carry on.
The creature
Yeah,
is pointing once again at you, and Giovanni points back towards the middle of the lair. Tankara! Tankara! Bow! And it's kind of like motions you to move in.
I think he wants us to eat his friends.
Did you say eat?
No, I think he wants us to meet.
Oh.
Like,
I also understood
Like-
eat. I was like, eat his friend?
No.
What?
I think he wants us to
we
eat
want
his
to meet.
friends.
He wants us to meet his friends, maybe that they can also see us. That's what like Sappho wants to believe in the good. Sappho will still be on guard of like, in the sense of like, if he's gonna try anything when she walks past him.
It gives you a nasty stare as you give it a stare back. As you start going further in, you can see a lot clearer now. This entire area there are so many small tunnels coming out of it. You're fairly certain that, like, this is the kind of voice that Tunch has been describing that he has seen in his peeping hole. You're fairly certain Tunch probably has vision to one of the many tunnels that are coming out of this chamber, but this does seem to be the main chamber in this area. A lot of rubble, a lot of spoons, and one single sword in the middle, but it does go all the way to, like, tunnels that are being continued way after that.
Maybe they're just avid spoon collectors. Who knows?
Do Sappho or Giovanni share like the kind of layout with Jiji because she doesn't see it? And also,
Yes,
do you have do you see the other creatures that they were talking to?
No, not unless GM is saying anything. I don't yet see any
I don't know.
any moving person. But Sappho would just be. I mean, Jiji, in case you want to come, there's just a lot of, stone rubble. There's one big pile in the middle that has a sword sticking out of it. Then there's a bunch of smaller stone rubble piles surrounding it. Actually, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8.5. And then a metric fuck ton of spoons. And a lot of, like, I mean, from here I can already see, right, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At least 8 tunnels. Probably more.
How big are the tunnels? Like, could we fit through, or do like only this guy fit through?
You probably easier than me. But we might all have to go sideways. But I'm not quite sure because it's some of them are smaller and some of them are a little bigger.
Oh, by the way, is there any light in there, or is Sappho like in complete darkness?
Oh, that is
When
true. Sappho is.
Giovanni has a
torch,
thingy,
right?
Yes.
But Giovanni's a bit behind Sappho, that's why I'm asking. Like, Giovanni should have a torch, but there's no
if
light
it's completely
inside,
dark,
right?
Giovanni would take the torch out.
Yeah. I mean, it was in the other room already. It's completely dark, so I assumed that the torch was still out because Sappho would have not got into the complete darkness. Just be like, yeah, sure, bro.
All right, so Giovanni with his torch out now. As he walks past the little creature, he shines the torch directly into its face and gives it a stare in the eyes, and just wants to like suss out if it's trying to lead us into a trap, or if you can like figure anything out.
It's just hissing at you massively, like very upset for like you putting it in its face. Patanka! Patanka!
I think it's rude to do that.
Wow.
Can I get a sense motive on the creature,
Yes.
just to see if it's like, if I can get anything out of that reaction?
Give me a perception roll. You also hear it like yelling something backwards as if like, Manteca! Manteca! Da! And there's like the echoing voice of like, Manteca, Manteca, Manteca. Da, da, da. Something feels off. You do not communicate. You don't understand each other's language. And considering the fact that like what you know about these creatures, in addition to the fact that they're like, oh, please come into our lair as long as you lift your hands, something feels off.
Sappho, every single flower in my beard is telling me this is a trap.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of entries here and I don't like that. We can just, slowly inch out again. Or fast.
Yes, let's inch back fast.
Just, inching back.
After you.
Once it's not moving, but once you start moving back, there's like a massive grin on its creature's face. Potato. No? Potato.
No, we
Feels
don't
like-
trust you. none of your friends showed up. I thought we were supposed to meet your friends. And that's kind of disappointing that they seem to hide away and not play in the open. I'm pretty disappointed. I'm pretty sad about it.
The grin just keeps going wider as you back away, and it yells backwards. Mantecara. Pachura. And you hear from like the backwards, Pachura! Like an echoing voice of multiple creatures. And then followed by this hideous kind of laughter that arrives with it.
I think
But it doesn't attack you as you go out. Like, it doesn't charge. It just like points its blade and laughing.
I think it's making fun of us.
Every adventurer's problem, a group that makes fun of them. It's like, enemies? No. Fighting? No. But when they make fun of us, it's hurtful.
Yeah. Hurts my emotions. My body can heal easily. My emotions, not so.
Let that be stated
okay,
as
Sappho.
Sappho's quote of the day for everyone's daily healing.
I have a mindfulness podcast that Jiji has to listen to anytime we are in the shop together researching. He's just like, hey, did you know?
I was fully certain you're gonna give us Phase podcast that I was unaware of. I was like, I didn't know that.
No.
As Sappho does that, like Giovanni turns to Sappho and says, "If you want me to slap him, I will do it. Just say the word." He can't talk to you like that.
No. I think if it's in the nature to be this mean, then we gotta let them. We just should be aware that there's a lot of tunnels running around, and they might be everywhere. So we probably should be wary of a lot of things that we find in here.
By the way, back in when we encountered the Jenkin, I guess it was a sorcerer, I think?
Yes.
That was creating the Sandpoint devil construct. Did we end up killing them or defeating them? I think so, right?
You ended up chasing them away.
Okay, chasing them away.
Yes, they ran deeper, through an small tunnel in the basement of the manor you were in. You ended up chasing them away back to the depth of the ground. Because you would probably know that Jenkins tend to live underground and not above it.
Okay. So, basically, hypothetically, there could be a Jenkins that remembers us.
Could be.
Oh, God.
Maybe that's why it's rude.
It's payback.
It's payback.
They're generally rude, but...
They are
maybe.
Rude. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Sappho's just, with the head a little bit down of that. They continued and did this. And it's like, hey, really try to believe in the good of people, even through language barriers. And we'll just go back to Jiji and just be like, I would have loved to look at the spoons because, stones normal. That's every day. So many stories about it. But spoons? Really wouldn't know if this was a ritual thing. But there's too many entries. Too many tunnels.
But what do we do here now? We can't just... I guess the spiders kept them at bay. But we can't just close the door now and hope that they won't open it, right?
The spiders are still here.
True.
They just don't bother us.
Maybe that's enough.
So, they are way smaller than us.
Do you think the spiders see us as the new alphas and they will take orders from us?
Do you want to recall knowledge on that?
Oh, totally. Absolutely.
Maybe not orders, but...
If we're the alphas, then we need to care for them and need to make sure everyone's... that's a huge, responsibility.
Alright, roll with the plus 13 for nature. Let's figure this out.
If there's one thing that spiders are known as, is taking orders. No, I'm kidding. You get the sense that the spiders see you as like the biggest threat and they will not fuck with you. But unlike the web lurker who spoke spider and had the ability to specifically control spiders, you don't. So they will keep their distance from you as much as they can. Spiders are not, like giant spiders are not great pets.
So we're the
Alright.
big bad wolf for them.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, but Jiji, to your point, I would just close the door, and I assume those spiders will be still danger to them, just not to us. And there were some doors around the corner, weren't there? We can just explore there and not deal with the mean people.
I'm still trying to figure out what the interaction was between the one guy and whoever he was talking to. Was it like we're freed kind of style? Was it like we're charging? I don't know. It's really hard
You want
to
to give me another either perception for sense, motive, or society for language?
I guess both is pretty good. I could do society.
My best equivalent would be movie scenes. It's kind of similar to when you watch a movie. You, the player, not the character. I don't think movies are a thing in Galarian. It's kind of similar to when you watch a movie about like high school bullies and they're trying to taunt you into a way that they will be able to fight you, and then you back off and they call you chicken. That's the vibe.
We got called chicken, and Sappho's already...
I mean, I'm down to fight them. I just don't think they would come out on top.
You know, do we want to become the bullies?
That's a good question.
Also, I'm really out of spells. I mean, I could still heal people and maybe blur something, but I cannot perform a blast. I can't do any of the really cool stuff, so...
I think those guys are like cantrip sized, not spell sized.
Ooh, shots fired.
Yeah, but I only have one cantrip that actually, can theoretically hurt people.
I have plenty of good cantrips, don't worry.
I mean, yeah, but... if you... Do you want to fight them? Because, I can square up, I can...
Right now, it's just really hard to judge how many there is and if they're a threat to us exploring this cave further. But I'm open to just, leave them for now and, see the other doors. Maybe it leads to the exact same chamber, who knows?
Yeah,
And maybe
I
then
don't
we have the
to
upper
fight them.
hand.
If there's more than one door, we have to.
And, let's revisit this. If they called us basically chicken shit, that's pretty rude. I
Yeah,
already don't want to be
extremely
turned into nuggets, and now they're calling us chickens.
They are
All in
like
the
chicken
same
sized.
environment.
You could turn them into chicken nuggets.
In that case, what do you do? Do you get the taunt, or do you leave the taunt?
Well, maybe let's check out what else is in this cave first. Just procrastinate on this problem. It's fine.
Does Giovanni close the door behind him?
Yeah.
Close the door, and you hear a yell from the other side. Pantakata!
Damn, that's very
Yeah.
bad. I don't know if I can recover from this. Takes me back.
We know
Takes me
your
back.
spiel.
Someone hug Giovanni.
Giovanni is getting, the firm hand on shoulder and just be like, as you said to me, don't take it too hard what they say.
Exactly.
They're
Yeah.
just...
It's just hard, man. It reminds me of the other dwarves when I was growing up, and I didn't like rocks. It was the worst.
It was very rude of them at that time as well to dislike you because you were just Like, your destiny was just gardens. I mean, look at your talent. Just because they couldn't see it doesn't mean we can't see it.
Yeah.
You know what, Sappho? Thank you.
Bullies usually
Thank
speak
you.
from like a place of insecurity anyway, so.
That's right, Gigi. Okay. No, I got this. Thank you.
Maybe none of them had a green thumb, but they were like super jealous.
Exactly. Yeah, not just jealous. All right. Let's carry on. Nothing ever happened here.
Let's go to the door. Let's go to the door.
You're continuing forward through the web area. Are you still burning things on the way? Like burning a path?
At least getting like some of the small bits, and we would also keep on the lookout that there's not an old trap by the abomination there to like basically from by the web lurker to that we don't get crushed by stones.
Sounds good. Would you like to give me a general perception roll for this area? For these traps kind of thing.
Yes.
Other than the one trap you can already see, you don't see any new traps in your area.
I guess I'd just shout to Sappho and Giovanni, like, stand back, as I shoot a cantrip at it as well.
Yeah?
Just to make sure, basically. What did I use last time? I think it was Face Bolt.
Yes.
Would be a 30 to hit.
A 30 is a critical hit. You can roll double damage. That's the normal one, but double that, you'd absolutely demolish the trap. The rocks fall under the trap where you cut the wire, and the place is no longer trapped.
Cool.
Now you continue towards the deeper end into a larger part, as if like a larger kind of tunnel that ends with 2 wooden doors on the other side. As you approach, the spiders run away from you immediately.
Should we just try if they're open or locked at all?
You have one that leads to like the bottom right and one that leads to the bottom left. Any preferences?
Well, my preference always left, so...
Alright, Giovanni will check if he can like hear or see anything from this door. Like, is there like a keyhole he can peek through or anything he can hear? And he puts his ear on it.
A perception roll, please.
I am standing a bit back. I guess I'm just trying to keep a general eye on I guess the spiders are running away, but I'm still having like half an eye on them. From where I'm standing, I should also still see if that other door opens behind us. The one we just closed.
Yes,
right?
you should
the
be able.
Jenkins.
Yeah.
So I'm just
Yes, you should be
generally
able to
keeping an eye around of like if anyone's behind us, if the spiders change their minds. I don't know. Just be careful.
Giovanni, you do not hear anything from the other side of the door. As for Jiji,
Okay.
you do see that the spiders move away. They don't approach to you. You're kind of keeping a lookout more than anything else. And you manage to spot an additional trap while you are, but it's kind of on the edge because this chamber that you are in goes down to the right and left, but you're on the left side. And it also goes up in the center, which right in the middle of the tunnel there you can see another one of those traps.
I'll just make a mental note of it, and yeah.
Alright, Giovanni like looks back over his shoulder, nods to Sappho and Jiji, and then opens the door.
You open the door to a kind of similar tunnel like before. It's a little narrow, and it goes a bit deeper. And at the moment you don't hear anything from that door. It just seems to go deeper inside.
I turn around and say that it seems like this is leading back to that nest of what were they, gherkins?
Do we want to like be real quiet and try to like sneak in and see if we now see some of his friends?
Yeah, I first want to check the other door as well though, just in case it also leads into the same area.
Good choice, good choice.
And I try more quietly this time to also open the other door.
Do you leave the first one open?
Yeah,
You listen to the other door or just try to open it?
just try to open it, quietly.
You try to open it and it's immediately obvious that the door is locked.
Oh, damn. Can't get in here.
I can try.
Okay,
I've learned some
try.
skills at the from the locksmith. I would love to try to, fiddle that door open.
I'll keep watch at the other door we already opened.
You can please give me a thievery check. This is an open
Yes.
roll.
Yeah. So Sappho, slightly overexcited, definitely with this, because she spent some time learning. And it's like now, real challenge. Deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no!
Oh no.
That is a nat 1 on it.
Oh my god.
Actually,
Now, I'm gonna ask if you want to keep it or do you want to hero point that, because natural 1 and trying to open a locked door will break your thieves tool.
I will indeed, hero point that because, oh no, this is so bad. I will then just, where's my, it's slightly better with a 16. It's not great.
A 16 doesn't break your thieves tools though, although it still doesn't unlock the door. You feel like it's not an extremely complicated lock, but it's definitely something that has been locked for long enough that kind of has a wear and tear of like melting inside, and it's like being surrounded by webs all the time. There's
I would
definitely
need
a part of
some
it.
W30 for sure. But it's okay. I might be a bit overexcited about doing this. This is when they're a bit rusty, it's a lot harder than when you do it with nice, new, shiny ones.
True. As long as you just fail, you can keep trying, essentially, to open the door.
I will keep on. I just, Sappho needs to talk herself up a little bit again after near complete failure, and then just a failure. I will just, we're inching upwards. Little by little.
A 21 is enough to unlock the door.
I will will try to be quiet while, gently opening it up to see what's behind.
You open the door and you see a staircase leading deeper down into further in the pit.
I think I found a secret tunnel. This goes down.
Tunnel.
It definitely goes further down. Might be easier to go through here than, the other way.
Might also be more dangerous because of what lives here. Are these in any way connected to like the small tunnels we just saw the Jenkins in?
It doesn't seem to be. It seems like this is going further, like immediately deep down. This is going a full store down.
Okay, so
Story?
there's no
No,
like
story down.
small hole in the ceiling where they could come through or something.
Nothing that you can see.
Mm.
It seems to be an independent staircase going deeper in the pit.
Do we want to go down, or do we want to try with the other door to just see if we can sneak in and observe them?
I mean, like you said multiple times now that you're out of spells, so if we really want to go further down in floors, I feel like we should do that next time.
Yeah, I think we should try to kind of secure this floor as much as we can, so we can deal with Rib Nuggets, which is the most urgent threat. That's the gardens, and Sandpoint is facing at this current time.
Yes. Sappho just closes the door again, and then do we want to sneak down this door to see maybe if we can see more of them?
The question is, if we sneak with the light, they will spot us more easily.
I mean, I can give you a quick potion.
Yeah, that like, I mean, there's short time, but I mean that should be enough if we just wanna sneak in.
Then
Let's do it.
I guess Giovanni would have to snuff the torch, and I'm gonna, with my versatile vial, like do a quick alchemy into a dark vision potion, or elixir it is, since it's an alchemical item.
Sounds good.
Oh, wait. And it says in here it's for 1 hour, but the versatile vial feature says that anything that has a duration is reduced to 10 minutes. So that takes precedent over the other one.
I don't think we should take super long, but yeah, it would then. We all would try to be super quiet and sneak.
And
I
then
assume?
please, you can all give me a stealth roll.
Stealth. I need somebody's.
Oh no, Giovanni is not the best at stealth.
So maybe you shouldn't be in the front. Just
Fair
you know.
You start making your way down through this tunnel. Sappho goes first, I assume?
Yeah.
Giovanni will just stay like 15 or 20 feet behind because he knows he's not the stealthiest. He's just not the kind of man who would like not make his entrance known. So
That is very
stealth
fair for
doesn't suit
Giovanni.
him.
You know, Sappho puts up like just her scarf also over her hair because that's usually what, you know, distinguishes the most because it's pink. And then just inches along the wall a little bit further, keeping quiet and looking for other little tricksters.
As you go in, you see one of the tunnels, the smaller ones, that you can look through. And you see, once again, one of those gremlin kind of creatures. And I think Sappho gets an answer to one of the millions of questions that were brought here. That little creature is grabbing a spoon and digging in the ground, while it's laughing and throwing chunks of mud at what seems to be probably its friends.
I'm not sure if that answers question.
Kindergarten behavior.
I mean, that's why the spoons are there.
I guess they need spoons
It's-
to make mud fights.
I mean, they're kindergartners. That explains a lot. I mean, Sappho doesn't say anything of this out loud, just of a. But then just because if it doesn't look that they noticed us, we'll just inch a little bit further.
Nothing so far.
I guess I'm just shooting at lands at like Giovanni and Sappho. Like, do we fight them? It's like, are we just trying to gather information, or are we like trying to ambush them?
You can't really read Giovanni right now. He just has like this kind of like whatever you feel like, the vibes, you know, whatever the vibes are, we're gonna do kind of attitude.
Sappho makes a basically hand motion for wait, because and tries to, you know, probably do these hand motions while we're like just hidden behind the rock of just, you know, with like tries to with fingers point out of like, okay, we saw 1, 2, and then like, but does wiggle motions with her fingers to like try to basically do some art form to just sort of, hey, we don't know how many there are. Let's maybe scout out first, and if there's like 50 of them, nah. If there's like 5, let's fucking fight. But yeah, don't want to get like Sappho is worried about these.
In which direction is this guy looking?
They all kind of look to the center of the pile. They're not really looking towards the smaller tunnels, which is where you're sneaking up from.
I mean, I guess I see one that would look in our direction-ish. Like the further back.
Sorta, yeah, but it is quite far away, and there's still like the pile in the center.
Ah, yeah, I guess the pile is like higher, so I'm not sure
A
if I
bit
could
higher, yes.
necessarily see it well. Basically trying to
Yeah.
figure out if I could sneak closer here and look into that other tunnel without being spotted.
You can try.
I apparently see 2 more. Are they also digging
It
mud
seems-
piles with their spoons?
Most of who you see are digging mud piles with their spoons. Some of them do seem to be like messing with some items and trying to shove them into each other and like connect items that are not supposed to go together. So it seems like some of them are tinkering while others are digging on the ground and throwing mud at each other and laughing whenever someone is actually getting hit from a rock.
They really are schoolyard bullies. We'll try to, get through into this smaller tunnel-ish.
Can we fit in there?
So far, you have
Just-
not been spotted.
Just being careful. And it would have mentioned basically also to Giovanni that in this thicker area, there's there's more people.
I guess I'm staying like right at the corner, so
Oh, there's even one more. One, two. It looks like Sappho motions that it's at least 4 to 5.
Let me give you a perception roll to see how much you can spot from where you are.
Where is my perception? Where is my perception? I can perceive things. Theoretically.
and I guess we can kind of assume that like the one might still be in the main entrance.
Mhm.
So we should
Yeah.
always add one more to our calculation.
Calculating where you have seen them before when you were walking and what you can see now, from what you have spotted only, there are at least 12.
That's a lot of little dudes.
That is indeed a lot of little dudes.
Little douchebags.
Did we from
That's a lot
our
of little
earlier
douches.
nature rolls, or I guess we can also do another nature roll, is like, do we have any idea of like how dangerous they are in like a actual fight? Like, yeah, they steal items and they curse them, and that's how they are annoying, but like, how dangerous are they like one-on-one?
You can give me a nature roll for like recall knowledge on this.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, I want to get in on that as well.
I will look into the deep lores of life.
Yes. So thinking a little bit about what you already know about Jenkins and what you already can think about, their power is mostly in numbers. Like, they fight in big groups. It's the tinkering is one thing, but it's mostly the fact that, like, they can surround you and it's quite mean, but they also have a very good ability of hiding, and they do a lot more damage if you are unable to see them. And they are very good at becoming hidden instantly. So essentially the vibe you get is like a big number of group is not going to be great, and they have the ability mechanically for sneak attack.
Ugh. Yeah, Sappho will do like some head motions of like, maybe
Yeah.
we need to be better. Maybe not today.
Though on
Not
their
well.
own, like on a one-on-one fight, nothing. They're really weak on their own. But like in a group where they can hide, which is in this tunnel perfectly for them, and get their sneak attack, it could be quite unpleasant.
We need to lure them out one by one. We need to get a piper so that we can, lure them out one by one.
I can take them all by myself.
But yeah, Sappho will just motion to the others to basically go back again, because there's a lot, and this is too perfect of a hunting ground for them.
Up to you.
Unless Giovanni is really, needs to work out some of his stress from having to relive memories.
Oh yeah, Giovanni would like to slap a few of the little bastards, but not if not everyone is on board with it, basically.
I guess I'd move with the party back if we're moving a bit back. I would quietly start whispering again, and basically it's like hoping to be out of earshot. It's like, I could try and snipe as many as I can from a distance, hoping that the others follow us into this main tunnel where they can't hide, if we do want to fight them. So that we basically fight here, as I like point to like where we came in is like kind of one bigger tunnel, so they can't really like ambush us. It's like I could do like one really like ranged attack and snipe as many as I can, and then the rest would follow us here, where we hopefully would have better chances, or we just leave.
In principle, I have nothing against them just existing here. My main concern would be if they are a threat to us when we're taking out Rip Nuggets.
Hard to tell.
I think the biggest threat is that whatever we find in here, they might have screwed with.
Yeah, it's good to be aware of their existence and like any further items.
So are you leaving to let them live here, or are you trying to figure out how to deal with them?
I propose my plan. If the others say no to fighting, then we leave.
I'm down with your plan.
Sappho's also done with like, if it's basically, because especially in this tunnel here, if Giovanni is in the front, like, I mean, they'll have a harder time to just even get past him. And they will have a harder time surrounding us because just it's a tight spot.
Yeah, I think that would be very helpful for us. Rose bushes can also protect us better if we stick close together in a tight corridor.
Yeah. And
so we fight?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
And see like if any of them have noticed us, or like if anything changed from the last time.
And you're trying to, like, are you sneaking still, or are you trying to...
So far I'm still sneaking.
Giovanni, I would stay where we were before, because this is...
I need to have vision on them, Sappho.
Yeah, you, but Giovanni, I would have not put... He went underneath you so that there would have been angles where he could get surrounded pretty easily.
Yeah. So, the thing that you noticed the most is that you got a general sense of how many they were by walking around and clocking them from different angles. From only one angle, you can't see too many. You can see around 2 of them that are like around the area, like one who is right over here and one who is right next to the pile. You can hear the other voices, but from the angle you're in specifically, it's very hard to see. However, if you would be moving into a position to be in a fight, you would still need to keep your stealth to make sure they don't hear you as long as you are not attacking.
I guess I'd slowly inch like a few steps further to see if I can like get my eyes on 3 of them. Otherwise, I'd be fine with just seeing 2. But it doesn't seem like there are any down here, are they?
From where you are at the moment, you don't see any that are like under the pile that are not hidden or probably hidden by the mound.
Then I'll just attack the 2 that I see.
Alright, then if you may, please give me the initiative first for all of this encounter.
Do we roll stealth for initiative?
You could roll stealth for initiative if you would like. And if you go before someone else, you will be either unnoticed or undetected for them. However, if they go before you, they are aware of you being there.
I'd roll stealth just because it's like a +1 for me.
Yeah.
I will also roll further behind just...
Is it metagaming if you know that we're ending session now to reroll my initiative, my hero point?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, if that's what you choose to use your hero point on, that's fair.
I get 1 per session,
Gigi,
right? I wanted to open the combat.
Do it!
Have a bad start.
Do it!
I'm not against it, that's funny. I've had those before.
Wait, reroll and keep the
I think for Gigi
so.
especially, because like Gigi is the one who is sneaking up to them, right? And the rest of us are just like a bit further back. Yeah, it's a bit better.
So I'm gonna use my hero point, because my initiative is not so great, so with that, I'm going from a 14 to a 21 in initiative.
Sounds good. We also have Sappho with how much?
14, because I also rolled bad.
14 for stealth, right?
Yes.
And Giovanni for perception, how much?
Yeah, Giovanni's just hanging back and waiting to see anything. It's not like trying to sneak up on them, just waiting for Gigi with 18.
Very nice. So, as you're trying to sneak up and aim to just figuring out whatever these guys are doing here, they are known to be sadistic, brutal, mean creatures, not just mentally, but also very much like taunting and tormenting others. This is a way to clear your way out. However, we will see what they rolled for their initiatives, because I will remind you there are many of them here. But we're gonna know that next session.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oof,
Let's hope we went unnoticed.
It's
These little creeps.
at least 12. Let's see if it's actually 24.
Who
You know.
knows?
36.
36. That's the lucky
80.
number.
12, that's 4 each. Let's keep track. Whoever gets most of the little guys gets
You
the
want to give me
douchebag.
guesses?
That's
The
so
douchebag destroyer
unfair.
prize.
That's so unfair. Sappho, basically, like, if she would actually want to do this, it's like, yeah, I guess I'm taking out my bow. That's gonna be more
Yeah,
useful.
just wait for them to be low
Yeah.
health and then use a cantrip on them. It's fine, it's
No.
fine. I guess
So
they don't
she
have
can-
much health to begin with, though. If it's 12 of them,
It's as you
they're
said,
probably
they
pretty
are
squishy and small.
cantrip level.
Let's hope they are.
Although there's 12 of them.
Insulting.
So that makes 12 cantrips. It's pretty time consuming
Yeah,
to
it
cast
does
12
take
cantrips.
12 turns, huh?
Unless you have one of those targeting more than one creature.
Fair point, fair point.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for
yeah.
running the session. Thank you for playing. Thank you for listening, everyone.
You're very welcome. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for joining us. And we'll see how this combat goes with our creepy little creatures next session. Thank you very much.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Red Sun Rising is made by Of Dice and Dinner, produced under the Paizo Incorporated Community Use Policy. Red Sun Rising uses trademarks and or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's fan content policy at paizo.com/licenses/fan content. Red Sun Rising is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Original characters and content are the property of Dice and Dinner. Our podcast intro-outro theme is made by Frieda, Melando, and Shachar Bieber. Of Dice and Dinner is happy to be in touch, and our email is the best way to do so. That's ofdiceanddinnerpodcast@gmail.com.